Hey guys, welcome to Bite Size Networking. In this video today, we're going to have a quick look at Microsoft Teams and really how getting familiar with it and using it can benefit you in your day-to-day tasks. If you do find value in this type of content, please be sure to give us a thumbs up. It really does go a long way. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified of any future videos as and when they are released. Let's get back to the video. Alrighty guys, now that we're over to the screens, a little bit about how Microsoft Teams came about. So you would have noticed in the last 5 to 10 years, there's been an explosion in terms of applications. Things like Skype, SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, Yammer, OneNote, there's others, Sway, Forms, and the list goes on and on and on. And what I find with Microsoft Teams is they've taken a lot of the functionality from these individual apps and incorporated it all into a single application called Teams. I find this extremely useful, and the more I use Teams, the more I like Teams, and the more that I find it to be almost a one-stop shop, if I may, within the Microsoft suite. From there, I've got access to my calendar, which links me to my Outlook situation. I've got access to a Skype type of environment where I can chit chat with people or groups of people. We can set up channels where it's almost from a project's perspective, it helps you put down either projects or assignments or departments within a company or clients, and all your communication linked to that customer or task or department can go in that space. You also have a SharePoint slash OneDrive like scenario where you can store folders and documents in a cloud storage, which is easily accessible and organized through Teams as well. So I think let's jump into Teams and just have a basic look at some of the basic functionality that will help you navigate your way around and be able to use Teams starting from point zero. So if I open Microsoft Teams, let's have a look at the icons on the left here and just go through basically what they are and what it allows us to do. So this top one at the top icon over here is called activity. Now what I like about this is if anything happens in a chat, in a Teams, in the calendar, anywhere that is referenced to you or where you or your user account is referenced, you will get a notification here. So I find this extremely useful because it can get quite difficult to keep track of everything and ensure that you don't miss anything. So I will come back to this and show you how you need to type messages or how you flag people so that you can be assured that they are getting a notification with regards to the update you've posted or the message you've posted or the meeting you've set up or whatever it is. Okay, the next icon is the chat icon. So this brings you into very much like a Skype type of scenario. Now I'm sure most of you are familiar with how to use Skype. This is no different. You literally can create a new chat, search for the user that you would like to chat with, and go ahead, type a message and chat. Now, what I like about this is you'll see on the right-hand side here, you'll see this little um, I notification that shows you that this message has been seen. So that's also quite useful so that you know if somebody has actually received and seen the message that you've sent. Okay, so basically over and above the basic functionality of having a chat like we would do on WhatsApp or Skype, you'll see these tabs at the top here. You can also share files between you and a person. Now the nice thing is that they will always be here. So if you've sent someone a document or a file in a chat, months later you can come back and you're still going to be able to find it here and it will be accessible. So extremely useful for records purposes. If we go ahead and look at what else we've got here, you've got organization, so you can actually see the structure of your company and where the people fit into the hierarchy or the hierarchical structure of your organization. So I can see that Mandla is under, well, exactly. And then another thing we can look at is activity. So this will show me all the activity that this person has had in terms of chatting, sharing data, updating posts within the organization or anything that I have access to in any event. It obviously won't show me one-on-one personal chats that he's had with other people that I do not have visibility into, but it'll show me everything that this staff member has done that I should and have permission to see. That covers the chat icon. Let's jump across to the Teams icon. Now again, this can be used in many different ways. You can set it up within your organization and perhaps add your different departments here, and then within your different departments perhaps add different tasks or projects that you're busy with. The route that we've gone in our company is we've added all of our customers here, and then anything that is done with regards to that customer, we will put updates here so that all the relevant people or anybody that needs to have visibility into this will have that. Also, when something does come up down the line, we can come back to this channel and we can see what's been done, and all the history of what's been done and when and how and by who will still be available here. So this is extremely useful. Another nice thing is we've also got more tabs at the top over here. So again, we've got the posts and the chat. And then if we click on files, it's almost like a OneDrive or a SharePoint storage, cloud storage, for any documentation that is relevant or linked to this customer. So you'll notice that this works pretty much the same as OneDrive does. You can upload documents, you can sync your local library with the cloud storage, you can copy a link and share a document, you can download a copy of the document, etc. All right, and then we have the wiki tab over here, which we haven't currently implemented yet, but this would be a good place to, in the case where we are putting customers up here, we could put something like the name of the customer, the physical address, the contact details, perhaps who the contact person is, perhaps a network diagram for that site, and that type of thing. So also quite a nice feature we have available there. Now what you'll notice is we can also, if you look across here, we have a meet icon. So if I want to have a meeting right now, I can schedule a meeting. It'll then bring up this new meeting tab. I can give it a title. I can say who I would like to attend to the meeting. They will then receive a Teams request via email, and it will be added to their Teams calendar. I can put the date and time, duration that I would like the meeting to be. Does it repeat, yes or no? And a little bit of detail about the meeting, and click send. It very much would work the same as a Skype video conference call would work. You would notice as well when you're on the chat icon, you can also, if you go across to these icons at the top now, you can simply add people to the chat. You could, if I've got this user selected, I can click the telephone here to make an audio call to this user. I can click the camera icon to make a video call to this user. And once I've done that, I can then simply add additional people if I want. So this is quite nice if you need to just get a couple of people together on the fly to chat about a certain issue, task, or something that's popped up. So for an unscheduled meeting, as it were, you can initiate a call and then add people to it. Then we have the calendar here. The nice thing about this is this calendar will be 100% synced with your Outlook calendar. So anything that's happening in your Outlook calendar will be reflected here, and vice versa in terms of meetings, appointments, and the like. So very nice. You can also change your views from daily to weekly to monthly and that type of thing. And you will notice you also have the new meeting tab here. So if you are in the Teams chat or if you are in the calendar chat, you're able to set up and schedule a meeting. You then have the calls tab. That'll just give you the history of the calls that you've made. You could also initiate a call from here. You could create a group of people to call. If you find yourself frequently calling the same 2 or 3 people during the course of the day, you could come in here, create a group with those 2 or 3 people in, and simply call the group, as opposed to having to call one of the individuals and then adding the additional people each and every time. You are able to add contacts. Obviously, the contacts within your organization will be here, but if you do have contacts outside of the organization, you are able to add them here. You also have a voicemail functionality that you can set up within Teams. So you can record a voicemail, receive voice messages, and retrieve them in this space. We then have the Files tab. Again, this is much the same as OneDrive/SharePoint. And what you'll notice here is we have B2E Technical as the location of our Teams storage. And what you'll notice is all these documents fall within folders that align with the teams that we have created. So you'll notice St. Catherine's, Argus Motoring, Advitech. If we come back across to teams here, you'll notice those same teams. They all fall under B2E Technical, and there they all are. So this is just another view to be able to access all the files that are stored in our Teams tenant, as opposed to having to go to the team itself, open August Motoring, for example, and go to files. Here I'll see the files only for August Motoring, whereas if I go to the Files tab, I can access the files for the entire B2E Technical, which would be all of the customers. So that's really just a quick high-level overview of Microsoft Teams, but I would really encourage you guys to start using this, because obviously everybody uses Microsoft Outlook to send and receive emails and manage their time in terms of calendar. But this kind of brings things like OneDrive and SharePoint, brings things like Skype and Forms and projects all together in one space, in one interface, where you can easily keep on track and up to date with everything from a single app. So I would encourage you guys to use this. There's a lot of value here, and I definitely don't think Teams is going anywhere. I think Microsoft is investing a lot of time and effort in Teams and building more and more of their app functionality from all the other small separate apps and putting it together in this one application. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did find value in this video, you may also enjoy this video, which will explain to you how you can use a virtual background in Microsoft Teams. I find this specifically useful because when you are doing video conference calls and you are at home, sometimes it is a slight invasion of your privacy if everybody can see what's going on in the background. Keep well. Until the next time, guys.